Hey everybody, this is Johnny Beane, and we are live. It's 1:09 p.m. Pacific time out here in Santa Cruz. And can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
you. Good? Okay, good. I'm wearing the headphones. I can't hear anything.
You're probably not going to want to hear us anyway. So.
Oh man,
you're in a better position.
April 5th, 2020, and this is Johnny Beane TV. If you're just tuning into this, and I'm live with Stefan and Frank from.
Yeah, man.
Is it Frank Barter Band? Is that how you do it?
Well, when we do live, it's Frank Barter Band.
That's applause.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Next time you do that, I'll just reach up and act like I'm doing it myself.
Yeah.
Right. When we do Frank Barter,
golf clap.
Yeah, golf clap. Live, we do Frank Barter Band, and then as far as the recordings and what gets released, it's under Frank Barter because I started this band after I was able to get signed up. So, it's just one of those things where some places will list Frank Barter, some people put Frank Barter Band, and I'll occasionally move people in to do a gig or two. So the Frank Barter Band just kind of captures everything.
Awesome. Very cool.
And the label is Valley Entertainment.
Valley Entertainment. Okay, I tagged them on Twitter when I tweeted this out. So.
Oh, good.
And let me just send this out to them. They're in the middle of New York City, so I'm hoping they're okay. As you know, New York has been slammed with this nasty thing. So
yeah,
I've been just trying to stay out of their way and not make much contact with them. But they're right in the middle of it all back there, and I got a cousin back there too, who's right in the middle of it. So hopefully everybody's okay.
Yes. All the best to everybody. And really quickly, if you're just tuning in to the channel here, subscribe down below, leave a thumbs up. You can share the video on YouTube. You can share it. We're live on Facebook as well. You can leave a thumbs up right down there somewhere. And this is also a podcast. And you can listen to this on Spotify. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, which is awesome. Stitcher, TuneIn, Castbox, Apple Pie, Google Podcasts.
Google. How about what's it? March 14th pie?
Yeah.
314.
Hey Johnny, I lost that list of words we can't say. I mean, there's the 7 words that George Carlin was talking about, but you gave me another 22 of them, so we'll just have to wing it. But
so what are we going to call each other, Frank? I don't get. We're stuck. We're out of luck here.
I know. We'll just have to make our stage faces where I'm disappointed in you and you're disappointed in me, and
I'm disinterested.
Yeah. Oh wow.
You're like, I'm glad I'm not getting paid for this gig,
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'll just stand here and hold this guitar and look like something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real bummer. I mean, obviously, this whole virus crisis is tragic, but what is also tragic is we had to cancel a lot of gigs. So
we did.
That sucks.
We did. We're still waiting for a few live things, and there's a thing in Seattle at the Bite like we did last summer. They haven't yet canceled, and there's a few. There's the Petaluma Porch Fest that still hasn't canceled out yet, but I don't. I mean, they're canceling the baseball season and the basketball season and the Olympics. So, but they're probably not saying, we got to keep this going. Frank's coming. So I'm sure we're just going to have to wait until that happens. But it's nice to have some optimism, I mean, I'm sitting here in a rainy, drippy redwood foresty day, and I just keep thinking about sunny crowd, people jumping, warmth, beer, wine, everyone having a good time. So it just sort of just keeps me feeling a little bit optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting here in the rain too. And yeah, to let you guys know, we're all in the same area. We're all Santa Cruz.
Well, I live
Cruz,
in Carmel Valley.
Oh, okay. Well,
I actually live down in Carmel Valley.
all
But
right.
I work
Area.
up in Santa. As
Yeah.
you know, I work
That's
up
where
in
we
Santa
met.
Cruz, so.
We met in Felton.
Yeah.
You know.
Right, at what was formerly Flynn's, now it's the Felton Music Hall.
Felton Music Hall. Yeah. How many months ago was that? We played that. 4, 5?
Oh, it was long. It was. I want to say it was
No,
back in
it was like last
June, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it June?
Well,
I don't think it was a year ago.
time on the radio goes really fast, so Johnny thinks it was like 3 weeks ago. So it was. It was.
Well, that's pretty much
did you notice-
I
Did
can't
you notice
remember
how-
further than that.
Did you notice how Steph slid in that Carmel part? Where he's down by Carmel Valley.
The Carmel Valley is different. It's not Carmel. Come on now.
I know, but people in Lithuania who are watching here today don't know that. They think, oh, he's in Carmel. Very nice.
Hey, did all your Romania? Is it what you have? No, Pakistan. You have a group of people in Pakistan, right?
Yeah, Johnny, I have this group in Pakistan who I've linked this to today. They're like 100+ fans who, I swear to God, they think, I don't know what they think, but they think I'm like huge. And I mean, I'm huge in other ways. I'm huge in my house. I'm huge on the scale. I'm huge in my head. But they think I'm huge in a whole other way. So they wrote me, they got a hold of me, and they started telling me how much they were fans and how they share stories about what I'm doing, and it's pretty amazing what the internet can do. I'm trying to get them to actually
show up for a gig.
Show up for a gig, pay off some debt, pay my kids' college scholarships. I mean, loans, pay off the loans. So if they can continue to be fans, I'm going to continue to work on that.
That's a long way away. It's 12 hours difference there. It's 1:16 a.m. in the morning there right now. So hopefully they're up watching, Frank.
Yeah, I mean, I let them know at about 11:30 their time, so they're going to watch their version of Jimmy Kimmel, and then they're going to go, "Whoa, look, Frank's on now. Let's go." That's exactly how it's going to happen.
Awesome. Yeah, we got 15. We got 15 people watching total here.
Really?
17. Wow. It just
Wow.
We'll read some names here.
Yeah,
Actually,
but once they listen to us for a while, it's going to go down to like 7.
I'll show some things here. Some of the people watching. Steve Kahn
Hi, Steve.
is here. David Ennis is here.
Hey,
David.
Thanks for joining us, man. Hey, that's my niece. Hi, Jackie.
Hey.
Okay, I won't say anything bad if your niece is watching. I'll be very polite.
Well, yeah, her husband could kick all of our butts. Let me tell you.
Okay.
We got Kenny Dave watching. Says, hey, guys.
Hey, Kenny.
Hey,
Kenny. I like all the Z's at the end of that.
Yeah.
Joe Hervey.
Joe Hervey says podcast.
Yeah.
Which, again, this will be a podcast once we're done. My friend Brian is here. Hey, Brian.
Way to go,
man.
Brian. That's
Troy.
my son.
Hey,
Two old guys play
old
music.
guys play
tonight.
music. Thanks, Troy.
That's
That's
good.
great. Thanks a lot. We appreciate that.
Troy, we're gonna love it when you can. Troy, we're gonna love it when you can grow a soul patch, pal. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. When he starts growing hair under his arms.
Right.
Psycho Todd says it's sunny and 75 here in the.
I was going to say Chico, but it's Psycho. Yeah.
I think it's Psycho. Yeah.
He's in North
Carolina. Wow. I wonder where at. Hey, that's someone else I know.
Yep.
Awesome. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
poster.
She likes the Eiffel Tower. There was a trip had to be canceled to Paris because of of it. She
she likes this poster here. Yeah.
Yeah. She said, I'm going to book a nice romantic trip to Paris. And I said, great. When are you leaving? So
yeah, and then
anyway.
I'll back up. There's a girl in red jumping through there.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. I guess it's a famous painting picture, but I just put it myself in front of it so I would look cultured and quasi-European, since I'm mostly Italian. So I figured I would attach that, even though it's France.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to put a thing of yogurt behind me to show my culture.
Check the expiration date.
There we go.
That's way expired.
Yeah.
Troy had it right. A couple old guys.
So is that it?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Hey, it's trifecta.
Yeah, something's I don't know. We're still
What
here.
if I wonder if if your Pakistani friends that'd be interesting to hear from them if they were.
Well, I guess Johnny said we can create. There'll be a link created, so I'm gonna mass send this out anyway after we edit through all the stupid comments we make. Wrong. Yeah. So
I was just looking at the live comments to see if there's any names there that were kind of exotic.
You see him? You can see the comments? Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at live comments.
Good.
On the side of the thing. So.
Awesome.
I'd be kind of curious to know what everybody's doing to pass the day. I mean, Johnny, what do you do? I mean, not to get all know everybody's personal lives and stuff, but what kind of things have you been doing to keep busy? Besides your music and your podcast, what have you been doing?
Sleeping.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you, that's true. Since I work in Santa Cruz, I got this commute all the time, and I get up really early in the morning to avoid all the traffic. But now I'm getting great sleep. I feel great, actually. I haven't had this much rest in a long time. Mm-hmm. But I still have my job too. I'm just working remotely 5 days a week because I work for the university, and so we're still an essential business.
You look very refreshed. You look lovely, actually.
Well, thank you. I feel wonderful.
That's good.
No, seriously. I've been doing these shows. I do a lot of this stuff. I do a lot of recording.
Mm-hmm.
I can record here. I can do a lot of editing. I'm learning some video editing stuff.
Cool.
I'm learning. Do you know Logic Pro X? The DAW. Yeah, I just got
you have that.
I just got it. Yeah.
A good friend of ours, my wife and I, from back in Georgia, his name's John Keane. He's a producer, recorder, fantastic musician. He wrote like the definitive manual on that product because there wasn't a really good one out there. Because I mean, he's a top recording guy back there. He's got his own studio and lots of big names have recorded there. So if you need a really, really good manual for that software, you could look his up, John Keane, Keane.
All right, I'm going.
Now there's going to be a public service announcement saying launching into Gear Talk. So go to the bathroom, walk around the house. You come back in 2 minutes, and hopefully Frank will have killed off this conversation.
It's weird because a lot of guys do like a Gear Talk type of thing on YouTube, and I do the same thing, but personally I do find it it can be kind of a snooze a lot of times.
Right.
So it's what you make of it. It's if you make it fun, there's got to be humor. It's got to be funny.
Yeah, I mean it's that's a good segue into what I was thinking about. I've been asked by some people who like Frank, write something about the situation we're in. We're going through something we've never been going through before. What are you doing? What are other people who are writers and artists doing? And, like that. And so the first week, I think I was like everybody else. I was, just trying to figure out a routine with the family and all of that. And then I just started thinking, I'll give it a go. So it was. I've been writing stuff ever since, and every week it's something different. The first week was, this song, that I haven't quite finished yet, but I'll get back to it. But it's about, something looming outside. Like if I go outside, almost like almost like a source of a devil source or some sort of, obviously a pandemic, but something actually that was right outside the door. And I was like, do people want to hear that kind of fear? And then, but, a lot of people said, yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. So then the next week I started cruising around Santa Cruz and noticing how much of a dead town it was, and, and how it's pretty much cleared out. And I've had people say, it reminds me of the 70s and, as far as people, the amount of people. And I'm like, geez, but it seemed like, where'd all the people go and what are we supposed to be doing? And you have people kind of wandering around but the streetlights are still keeping time. And, it's like a Twilight Zone episode, right? And then, so now I'm starting to be really, impressed with, what people are doing, things like this and watching, TV and how people are sharing, lists on Facebook and games to play and, things on how to make masks and, I've never been a kind of guy who said, oh, the American spirit, blah, blah, blah. But I'm really seeing that, we're a pretty interesting group and people are digging down and finding unique ways to show their love for each other and their emotional sides are coming out. So it's I wonder if it'll have a lasting, I would never say a positive lasting effect because so many people have passed, but I wonder if we can come out of this being a little bit more conscientious of each other. Okay, that was that heartfelt part of the show. Now, no, but I'm real serious about that. Yeah. It's been pretty amazing to see what, like watching Dave Matthews play a song from his bathroom was, I don't know why, it just had me kind of almost in tears watching it. He was just so, I mean, I have a better shirt on. My son sent me this Argentinian shirt, and he had a soil-stained T-shirt, just ripping guitar off in this bathroom, and he had it all jammed up on him, and it was pretty impressive. And I thought, you know what? It takes away all the facade of show and concert, and all it showed was kind of love and emotion and talent and sadness and fear and everything attached, So there you go.
Yeah, it shows that we're all the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing.
Crying over here, Frank.
You're crying?
Yeah, no.
Oh. Well, you should have been. That was the crying part of the show.
Yeah.
I'm getting some notes here. I'm getting some messages from people. One said, "Say something interesting." That was from my lovely brother from another mother. My soul brother, my mentor, the Honorable Paul Hodes from New Hampshire. He's giving me a bunch of crap.
Hi, Paul. Cool. We have friends from Seattle coming in as well.
Oh, that's good.
Northwest contingent, yeah.
Yeah, I spent 9 years. Johnny, I don't know if you want us to just riff, but I can just kind of keep riffing here.
Oh
But
yeah. Oh, this is all about you. This is all about you. All about you guys.
God, it's like therapy. It's all about me. You know, when the therapist says I'm having a hard time, you're like, okay, pal, wrap it up. But no, it's after I'm originally from New England, small town in Massachusetts called Rockland. It's pretty funny that I grew up in a town called Rockland, but I did. And then I headed west to go to college and play some baseball, and I was pretty good at that. And then once that dream died, I went to the next easiest thing to try to be successful at, and that's the music industry. No, but then some years went by, and I started playing music in Seattle in the early '90s with a band called the Midnights, and we got to be quite well known in Seattle, and started playing a lot of big gigs around town, openings for like Leon Russell and Chuck Berry and people like that. And
Awesome.
so I got pretty serious at that point, and was given an opportunity to make Stone Highways my first record, and that got me my first record deal with Paul, who I've mentioned previously, and then later he thought I needed just a less produced, self-produced record. Got me connected with this amazing producer Scott Matthews in Marin, who had just finished producing Huey Lewis and Elvis Costello and those types of guys. So he liked what he was hearing. So we went in and did the album Dreamtown. This is some time ago, and then we released that. And then just recently, the people at Valley Entertainment in New York have gotten a hold of Dreamtown and then signed me to release it. So we're releasing bits and pieces of that, and I'm actually in the studio now. Steph just did some studio work, and we're doing some new songs with Fred and Perry and Tom
Mark.
and some other who
Mark
and Mark and this gentleman Lucas. So we're all going to go in, and Jeff. So we're going to try to continue to put out new music on Valley, and just keep it going.
Awesome.
That somehow is connected to me living in Seattle for 9 years. But the part about Seattle that was so fun is we were in the Midnights. We were right down the street, and part of the whole situation with the big Seattle grunge sensation that was happening at the time. And so the city was alive and people were on the streets, and it was just an amazing time to be part of music and putting everything together. And my band and I were like a generation old. That was the Gen Xers, and we're at the back end of the what are we? We're the
old guys.
The old guys. So, but got a chance to be part of that, and there were so many people in town watching music and signing bands, and we'd be rehearsing. We'd be rehearsing in a place called the Jam Box, and we'd be rehearsing, and next to these bands that were blowing the wall down next to us, and they were getting really excited when they were able to all change chords at the same time, and then it would break down, and then 3 weeks later you hear they're getting signed to RCA, and you're like, wait a minute, they must have changed chords successfully, but it was a blast. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Here's your website. I'm gonna show this really quickly. Right there.
Yeah.
So
Oh, beautiful.
yeah. Look at that. Yeah, there's a link down below in the description on YouTube, and I think up above on Facebook to Frank's website right there. And let's see if we can scroll through here. Some of this. There you are.
Oh my God.
So
Good picture.
So
Yes.
handsome.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's a great picture.
I mean, I wish I had my guns out a little bit, but they're behind the they're behind the jacket there, so
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
So
that tilt of the head, that quasi-intelligent head tilt,
mhm.
kind of the Clooney thing, the kind of the Clooney thing, where you're kind of looking up.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah, we're losing viewers right now. I could just hear.
Yeah.
I could collectively hear the internet shutting down right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's just reaching. No more Frank.
Wow. Speaking about that, it's raining super hard here, and if I just if I disappear, you guys will still be running. So just to let you know.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So if your house gets washed away,
Yeah.
see, that's up at Flynn's. That was our friend Sandy took that picture, and that was we played. I think the next time we played there was when you opened up your band. You and your band opened up.
When we played there. Yeah, that was a great gig. That was a fun time.
Yeah.
I was playing guitar with the band called Quinn Becker and the Spacemen, and
Oh yeah, right. I remember that.
yeah, that's where we met.
That's
where
right.
we met. Was at that gig.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just the two of us too. I remember just the two bands, right?
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't know who you're getting into and getting involved with when you book an opening band or something like that. And it was, sometimes you get an opening band. They're kind of like, I hope the crowd is into this, and let's take our show on, up on stage after. But sometimes you get a band that is kind of kicking ass, and it makes you, look at each other and like, we better bring our A game tonight because these people are going to think the opening band kicked our ass. So, and that was one of those nights. You guys were very tight, and the young man there who's doing a lot of his material, he had like a nice old soul to him, picking up music from days gone by, but kind of blues, kind of rockabilly, kind of bluegrassy. And what was his name, Johnny? Quinn
Becker.
Quinn Becker.
And he actually might see this eventually. So hey, Quinn.
Good.
Hi, Quinn.
Hi, Quinn. Keep playing. You're really good. Oh, look at that. That's just that's amazing. Look how good I look right there.
Is that Woodstock?
It's actually the Mayflower. It's the Mayflower.
We even have a laugh track.
It's the deck of the Mayflower.
Yeah.
People were dying of scurvy and all types of ocean-bound things, and they said, Frank, could you go out and finish them off by doing that? So I went out and no, that's actually the same gig, and that's Perry's Martin guitar. I'm sure he'll appreciate me mentioning that.
Perry's the bass player. No, that's actually before I joined the band. I sat in that night. That was the first time you guys played up there.
Oh, right. And then you didn't screw up your solos, and then I'm like, I guess he can play. Let's have him on board.
You and I were starting to play just together, the two of us.
Right. I guess I should mention that too. That Steph and I, we had met prior to when we had met up at the university where he currently still is, and I used to be working, and we hit it off right away. I mean, I'm not supposed to swear, but we got pulled into the scene. We got pulled into the. You can? Okay. Well, when I look at him, I just want to start swearing. But we got pulled into the same meeting and and you get a lot of meetings when you work for big universities, and most of them are about as dry as toast, right? So one day he comes in. Hi, Dina.
Hi, Dina.
One day he comes in. Dina is this gal I went to college with just a few years ago. One of the sweetest people alive.
Hey, Dina.
And she's up in the Portland area, up in Oregon,
Awesome.
which is where I went to college a few years ago. Anyway, the meeting was starting. It was about to start, and this guy, Mr. Handsome Pants here with the hair, walks in, and he throws this notebook down on the table, and he looks at me, and he says, "What the hell is your fucking story?" And I'm like, "All right, this is going to be a good meeting." Yeah.
Those were not the exact words I used.
They were. Well, I'm editing. I'm
close.
I'm right. I'm embellishing down.
Yeah.
I'm on the
poetic
internet,
license there.
So, right.
Yeah, poetic license.
So I said, "Well, what the hell is your fucking story?" And then we got into this banter, like we had just grown up together. Immediately, and our bosses were worried about us because we were starting to twist each other and poke each other and wet willy each other in the middle of these
we were a little disruptive in these meetings.
Right. So they gave us something to play with, and then they finished their meeting. But so we stayed good buddies, and then Paul, who I mentioned earlier, came out and played some golf with us, and Paul had mentioned, hey, you guys should play together. And I was like, yeah, we should. And then we, continue being two really smart guys. We totally just didn't, and we ignored it all.
Yeah.
And then
we actually lost track of each other for at least a year or something like that.
Yeah, because I left the school, and just people get busy. So, and then finally, after this deal recycled through for me, I really ramped up my music career again, and Steph and I got reconnected, and then started playing some gigs. And then he said, let's try to do something together. And we started, or he said, I've been working on these melodies, and Steph, I'll be serious now. Steph writes just beautiful melodies on the guitar, and I'm not the world's greatest. I've written a lot of songs, but I get tired of Frank Barter songs. So I was like, I need to get myself connected with somebody else who could challenge me. I started listening to different types of music, and then Steph was coming out with these different melodies that I would have never come up with on my own, and that's what we've been recording this spring before all of this went down. But we started doing some things together, at my place and at his place. And we've been able to compose 6 new songs, and we've been shooting each other different things back and forth on the internet. And I'll let him explain to you what his process is. But I'm writing most of the lyrics, or, just about all the lyrics, and he's writing most of the music, or all the music. And we're able to take our silliness and our normal banter to actually get serious and create some really good songs. I hope people like them eventually when they hear them.
It's like Frank talks about how we have this separation of things, but really then when we finally come together, we're going to say we're going to work on this particular one. And we kind of, I have all kind of ideas. I send him all this crap, and he goes, "Oh, this one's good or this one's not." And but when we get together, it's a really excellent symbiotic relationship where we mold the lyrics to fit the music, or the music to fit the lyrics, and so forth. And it's really a greater sum than the parts when we come together and work on these things. But I send him crap all the time, because when I wake up in the morning, and almost every morning, I have something going through my head.
I wake up in the morning, sorry.
Exactly, that's it. But I'll go downstairs and get my phone out and use the voice recorder, and sing into it, or if it's a guitar thing or something, and record it briefly just so I capture it, and and then see if it's, listen to it later if it's any good.
Tell me the story about Tuesday.
Well,
and how easily that came together.
Yeah, I came up with this. I started working on this just simple chord progression, but this melody came into my head right away, and I put it down on my phone, and I sent it to Frank, and he listened to it, and immediately the words to this song came in his head, the whole theme of it, and we met like a couple days later, and the song was done. I mean, we met for about a half an hour, and we wrote this whole song. It was I spent very little time on it in the melody and the chord structure. He spent like no time at all in the lyrics. It was just like bang. It was like this inspirational thing. It all came out. I think we massaged things a hair, but it was done. And it's a fantastic song. It works great.
Wow.
And it has I put in this musical interlude, and I'll call it a solo, but I've been playing around with like these Moroccan scales, and so the musical break in the middle is based on these weird scale patterns. It works really good. It's really pretty. It's really ethereal. Although when we play it live, a lot of the times people say, "Hey, that sounds like the Doors" or something like that. Yeah. But
well, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
that's not a bad
thing. Me.
No.
Yeah.
It's having written, songs like, sometimes the inspiration like that was, we were literally in my living room around the corner here, and he just played it, and it just sort of came, and it was done, and it was like there was a spiritual tap on the head. That's it. You got it. You're done. Don't touch it. It's done. How you always want to go in and edit, or I could do a little bit more, a little less. No, it was done. I've had that before with Gray Roses, a song I've written. Dreamtown kind of, which we're going to do in a little bit. I know people are thinking, are they going to like sing or something? We're going to try to do something. We're both on different parts of the coast here, so we're a little worried about the technology part of it. Johnny has basically stood on his head to try to make this all work for us today. But Wheatfields, I have a song called Wheatfields, and I started it in 1983, and then I sang it for years, and then Paul got a hold of it. Paul, who I keep mentioning, got a hold of it and said, "Nah, the lyric needs to change." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." So then it took a whole different direction, and then I recorded it on Stone Highways a certain way, and then I did it on Dreamtown a certain way. I did it in Nashville a certain way, and every time it was different. But every time I kept wanting to go back to the original Stone Highways version. So now when we do it live, we're doing it that way. So that's like the complete opposite of what happened with Tuesday, where I have a song.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the better things I've ever done, but I'm just not satisfied with it ever. It's just like,
that's the way Endless Storm is too. It's like that was like the first song we wrote together, and it took us forever fussing with it until we got it right. And now it's a pretty good song.
It's a pretty good song. Yeah.
Yeah. But it took us a long time, and we put it aside, and then came back to it, and put it aside, and come back to it, and finally it kind of molded into what it is. Hey, does anybody know who 7/8 is? There's a comment that says, "Hi guys."
Yeah, that's
7/8.
That's my buddy Jay. He's a co-host on the channel here. We do a lot of shows together. He actually did a show yesterday with his band. His band is putting out a new record after like 15 years. Something like that.
That's cool.
So speaking of shows, Frank and I are trying to think about how we're going to get together and do something live during this time period of separation, and we're trying to figure out the technologies there. So people who are on here can keep a year we'll post at some point when we figure out how we're going to do it. Might be on.
You know what we could do?
Might be on StreamYard.
That's what I was going to say. Actually, I actually have a link. What do you call this? StreamYard.
StreamYard.
I'm the one.
I had to look at the URL to figure it out.
I'm the one.
There's also Facebook Live too. I mean, I tell you, one of the interesting things you've seen some of these things where people are recording things from people all over the world. I listened to this thing that I didn't know any of these people, but they put together this gospel song.
No, the gospel thing was amazing.
Oh my gosh. It was all song. It was all a cappella, but it was like, I don't know, 30 singers. And they're all these singers who were basically studio singers and backup singers, no big names. Some of the voices were just beautiful. But they, this arranger, this composer, put this song together and sent out all the individual parts to everybody. And they all recorded them on their phone. And then he brought him back, so his sound engineer brought him back in and patched all the singing together, and then another person put all the video together, and they put this out on the internet. Oh my God, it was just beautiful. The singing was tremendous.
So it kind of puts the heat on us right now. We got to get this.
Yeah,
going.
right. Yeah, I mean, that was incredible.
It reminds me of a story of when if anybody who's watching this, I went to high school with. Reminds me of a story that I like to really share with my family, and they get really bored with pretty much all my stories anyway because they've heard them. I'm getting that age where I start repeating things and forgetting that I'm repeating. But I made these shelves for my, we had this assignment. I made these beautiful corner shelves, and they're actually in the closet here still. And I've been carrying them with them through all our moves, and I just won't throw it away. That thing you just won't throw away because you're so proud. So I got it done. I got it done, and I was so happy. And I brought it into shop class. And you giving me background music?
Yeah. Like we do at shows when you're telling stories.
Yeah. And I brought it into shop class, and I knew I was going to just rip an A on this, and the shop teacher went around the room and had everybody show their project, and I was hanging in there pretty good. I was like, not as good as some, better than some. And then they came to the last table, and I brought out my shelf. No. They came to my table, and the guy right before me, second to last, he built a boat. He fully shellacked the boat.
Oh man!
The guy, it's like the curve wrecker, right? I mean, he had like the USS Screw Frank written on the side of it. It was so. Yeah, I was launching everything I could think of. Well, I'm a baseball player. I'm all date, and I'm blah blah blah. Yeah, but you made this piece of shit little shelf, Frank, and I made a boat. In the town I grew up with is the headquarters of Boston Whaler too. They're made in Rockland, well, they used to be. So this guy was going to walk his shop project over to Boston Whaler, or as they say back there, fucking Boston Whaler, and sign it up. He's going to go get graded by Boston Whaler and make some profit. And I was just getting kicked to the curb big time. So anyway.
It's a great story, Frank.
Yeah, great story. So, hey, let's see if we can get some comments. Does anyone out there want us to do a song?
Yeah, Abby in Seattle said, "Hey, where's the music?" She said that about 20 minutes ago.
You guys want to try it?
Yeah, it's there we go. Abby's back on it. Can't wait for the new songs. Well, we won't do a new song unless you want to do Tuesday. No, let's not do Tuesday. You want to do? Let's just do Dreamtown.
Yeah, we're gonna do Dreamtown, which is Boomer. No, that's not. You can never have too many. Now we're starting to get comments. This is good. There's from Dina Woodstock. Very funny. Oh, these are recycling some of the comments.
Yeah, these are from like 15 minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah, Abby
Anyway,
says at the bottom, here's new music. So.
This is Dream. This isn't new, but it's new if you've never heard it, right?
Yeah.
It's Dreamtown. This is a song that I wrote, a few years back about a search for home, a search for peace. It's kind of appropriate for what we're all going through right now. We're in this place. We're home, but we're displaced psychologically. At least I am. With all of this, and we have some, I have a lot of fear. I'm very, nervous and conscientious of going out because of my own, health situations, and I'm sure a lot of people listening in. So this song, I think, is appropriate for what we're going through right now, and so it's called Dreamtown, and it's the title track for the record that I had mentioned earlier. So I'm just going to get the Steph. You want to talk a little bit while I just get this thing up, right?
Yeah, sure. So this was actually, I think, the first song that I learned of Frank's when we first started playing together. And like I said, I wasn't in the band originally. His band. Frank had asked me just, hey, I want to start playing small gigs, so the two of us will just do acoustic stuff. Mm-hmm. And so that's where we started, but it was almost instantly it started playing with full band. But we get gigs definitely just the two of us, or adding one of the other band members in. But I love this song. It's a beautiful song, and so it's in the key G. If you want to know, a lot of Frank's songs are in the key. That's his primary key. This is where his voice sets in, and so here's my beautiful Eastman OM10.
That's nice.
It's a gorgeous guitar. Yeah, it's got a wonderful sound. I got it at Silva Music, another plug. They're paying me a lot of money. Yeah.
Sylvan, yeah, that's a great shop.
Oh, I love that shop.
Sylvan Music in Santa Cruz.
Hey, Steph, all your product placement, all your sponsorships, you're like a NASCAR driver. You got them taped all over your body. Yeah.
Yeah. But Eastman guitars are one of the finest guitars you can get at an incredible price. So if you're looking for a really, really good guitar, go look for those. There you go.
Let me know when you're ready. I'll jump out, so it's just you guys.
Yeah, it's Frank. Go ahead, do that now. He's going.
All right.
There's a town in my head. All the people live in houses that shine, memories that turn out fine. And the place isn't real, where the neighbors keep the peace. All the doors open for the breeze. Oh, how hard it seems to find the place outside a dream, and what a mystery it has become. Say where you are from, and if the sun can begin to shine around the bend, oh, the shadows away from these hard streets. There'll be a day in the end, and the dream will be our friend. People will live pride and integrity, hard it seems to find this place outside a dream. And what a mystery it has become to say you're from. Oh, no, no. Oh, how hard it seems to find this place outside a dream. And what a mystery it has become to say you're from. There's a town in my head where all the people live, houses that shine, memories that turn out fine. You have a virtual tip jar?
That's funny.
That was great.
Man, thank you.
Great,
it was
guys.
very strange. How did it sound? It was very, for those of them out there going, do those people really know how to play together? I was hearing me, and then I was hearing.
Yeah. It really wasn't.
Wrote, time delay is messing this up on my end, cutting in and out. Sandy said that. Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, I was just trying to explain. I was hearing me do my thing, but then I was hearing Steph with a delay. So trying to make this conscious effort to keep playing through, knowing he's hearing me on delay, and somehow, it's coming together.
Yeah. It really
Brian Spalding just wrote a nice song. So thanks, Brian.
Yeah, Brian's an awesome dude, man. Brian.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So hopefully it came out in some kind of time,
I heard
Abby in Seattle was saying it was slightly out of sync, but
that's who we
technology.
are, man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're not in sync. We're gonna rename the band Out of Sync.
Out of sync.
Frank,
Well, hey,
Frank
it was
out of sync. Old guys.
It was live. It was live.
Woo!
Live
What
music.
are you gonna do? Yeah.
I think we've changed the world. I mean, this is kind of like Elvis on the Sullivan Show right here, right? And in the Beatles and
Should we get up and start doing this kind of thing?
if you do that one more time, I'm going to drive down in the pouring rain and smack you.
I just want to show off my new guitar too. My newest guitar.
Do you want to play a few little licks to hear so people can?
That's nice.
Hear you?
Well, it's not electrified right now.
What is that?
It's a Gretsch 2655 Electromatic Junior center block. It's got it's semi-hollow on the sides. It's got a center block of spruce down the middle of the guitar, so it gets this great sustain. But it's a smaller body. It's not like a giant 335 or anything like that. And I love it. It's just awesome. It has a great sound.
Abby's just hanging in there up in Seattle. God love you, Abby. Thank you for commenting.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. This is great.
Yeah.
This is great. Yeah, and that's a nice guitar, man. I love Gretchen.
I love the finish is beautiful, man. And I got this online. I got it on Reverb, I think it was, and it said it was used. And some music store in the center part of the country, and so I was expecting some nicks and something. Man, this thing came. It was pristine. It was like $100 less than it would have been at a regular store. And I just love that Gretsch sound. These are they have two primary pickups, and this one is a little bit wider sound, a little thicker sound. It still has that Gretsch jangliness to it, which I love. So anyway, I just had to pick it up, show it off.
I was just checking out some comments, and the miraculous thing about the internet. Obviously there's many, but and people have all kinds of issues with Facebook, and I don't do Facebook, and then you see that they're all over Facebook. I'm rebellious, but I'm not that rebellious, and I'll put it on Facebook. But the best part of it is connecting with people. I've been writing people that I haven't seen in 40 years and 45 years, from college, from high school, and I'm going to start putting it all together somehow in a song. But it's amazing how you grow up with people who in the youth of your life, and you kind of grow up through the school system, you go up through town, there's sadness, there's happiness, there's teams, there's towns. Your parents get along, your parents hate these people, that's at least in New England, that type of thing. And then what links you together is where you grew up, or for the same teams you root for, but whatever. And then you go away for 40 years, and then you come back and you realize that people change, but people don't. Also, they're you kind of see their picture and go, what the hell happened to you? But like they're doing now. You remember that hair I had in the 70s? Well, it's under this hat. But so I've been really enjoying that, and it's been fueling the muse to try to come up with something that's uniquely trying to put into song form about reconnecting with people after all these years, and them sharing the most intimate things about their lives. And you realize, it took them 45 years to they haven't seen it, but they're still wanting to share something with you like that,
I had a similar but a little different experience. I contacted some people who hadn't contacted in 40 years, and when I did that, they said, "Never contact me again."
Well, that's because you probably owe everybody money, and they have somebody coming.
No, they want me to give it.
No,
I
but they
love
have
the laugh
someone,
track we have.
They have someone coming after you, so
Yeah.
they're going to find you today, But all laughing aside, I think it was. I think it's really wonderful that I'm thinking, like, just doing this and seeing some comments, and I'm thinking, wow, I haven't seen this person in 40 years. I mean, what are they thinking? They're seeing, freaking Frankie Barter over there is just talking on the screen there. Geez, I haven't seen him, and what truck hit him? And it's kind of fun, and it's kind of neat to hear people who have had kids, and then their kids are now grown up, and I mean, it makes you feel old sometimes, but it's actually part of the whole cycle that we go through, living. And you think if it weren't for this connection with the internet, you would have just never, other generations have moved on and never seen people, ever again. Of course, they didn't move around like we all do, but still. So that's kind of
you fell into your Boston. You fell into your Boston accent really, really easily. So I'm going to have to do a shout out to all my Pittsburgh friends and say, "How yins all doing out there?" That was you probably never heard that phrase before, Johnny. Yins is like y'all, but it's just this narrow area in Western Pennsylvania that use it. So yins is I don't even know how to spell it.
Yins,
YNZ or something like that. I don't know, but it's that's if you go to Pittsburgh and someone say, "How yins doing?" and yins coming over tonight, or yins going downtown. So.
What?
They all look like Rocky Blyer, right? They got black hair and a mustache, And they go, Steelers, Steelers.
Yeah, and what do the guys look like?
How many
Hi, Jackie.
viewers
Yeah,
do we have now?
Yinzers for life.
2?
No,
How many
viewers
There you go.
Yeah? What is this? Yinzers. Oh, look at that. Yinzers for life. Jacqueline
Yinzers for life.
Pavlik Bunkowski. Irish.
That's
girl.
my niece. My
Yeah.
niece and her family.
How's she doing? Hi, is she Jackie or Jacqueline?
Jackie. Yeah, Jackie and Nick and Elliot and
Hi, Jackie.
who else is there? Winnie and then yeah.
Hey, Jackie.
Jackie.
You got a new song.
Jackie was from Western Pennsylvania. Frank's stealing a Beatles lick. Now I got to play that beat. Anyway, hi, Jackie. How are you? Yeah, so it's all been just an interesting ride in general. I want to shout out to my own boys. Wes is down in Mountain View over the hill from where I'm at. Watching, hopefully. He hasn't written anything nasty yet, so he may not be there. But Wes is my oldest son, and my youngest son, Troy, is down in L.A. Wrapping up college. So best to them, and best to my wife downstairs, hopefully following along and hiding, and my dog, Dune. And it's all just been, a very interesting, to come back to the last month or so, the last 3 weeks. I find the best thing that we've been able to do, and it's just Lisa and I, but and the dog, but we've been able to. We're coming up with like theme things to do. Maybe you could share a couple of those. We're like I came up with spaghetti Western night. So we make spaghetti and then we watch a Western, right? That's something we'd never do before. Last night we watched the new Star Wars, and we would have never had done that, and because everybody said it sucked, and we loved it. It was basically Return of the Jedi again.
We saw it in the theater, that one.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot.
I thought it was the best one out of all the ones since the original first 3. I thought this last one was better than was like the best since.
Yes, this is the Johnny and Frank show, film review. It's great. Thumbs up. No, I thought it was really good because I really liked Return of the Jedi, which is like Star Wars paint by the numbers, right? Bad people, bad, good, bad. Root for these guys who have like no uniforms and stuff, and crappy gear.
Ewoks.
Ewoks and all those little and then and then the bar scene and it all and then like she wins and I don't want to blow it for everybody, but basically it was all like Return of the Jedi. So I saw Hitchcock, I saw Vertigo the other night. Hi Gail.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
Hi Gail. Vertigo, yeah, that's a good one.
With the Hitchcock's Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart, yeah,
And a lot of that was filmed right down the road here. Of course, in San Francisco, but also over in San Juan Bautista. Right.
That's like the climax of the whole movie, right? It was up in that tower.
They climb up that bell tower, but when you go to the bell tower over in San Juan Bautista at the mission there, it's a flat bell tower with just bells in it. You can't climb them, but no. So they used something else for that one. I forget which one it was.
Probably a soundstage. That's the one that has the great scene, the great what do you call it? View of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, because that gal throws herself in the bay and he goes on and pulls her out.
Yeah.
So
which we've all been. We've all been there, and and it's as I said to my youngest son, I said, you got to watch this movie. Anyway, he's a big film buff anyway, but I'm like, you got to watch it. It's San Francisco with parking, so it's
yeah, yeah, right.
it's really funny. And it's just like, well, thank you. We get another show at 11. But you get these big cars like from the 50s, and they're still, they're like parked in the streets of San Francisco, like right next to the Grace Cathedral, and you're like, no, man, that just doesn't happen.
They always get parking right in front of wherever they're going.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah. When does that happen? By the way, I just want to say hi to Elliot, Tessa, and Winnie. So just.
I'd like to say hi to Elliot Ness, but
Yeah, but you were talking about that scene under the Golden Gate Bridge, and when I threw you in the water, you got out of there pretty easily too.
Oh man! You want to try California? Let's try California Nights, huh? You want to try that one?
Have I played that before?
California Nights is a song that I wrote, about it's just written from a guy who's in a motel room with midlife decisions to make, and looking back to the past and looking to the future and trying to find a direction while being isolated and having just made a major life decision. So this is called California Nights, and like I said earlier, we're kind of hearing each other at different meters here, so we'll do the best we can.
The softer you play, the better.
The softer I play my guitar?
The softer everybody kind of plays, the better.
Yeah.
You'll be able to hear each other, and there'll be less compression with the audio.
Okay, here we go. On a rainy night, yellow motel room, Highway 48. Saw the tears in your eyes. I could hardly breathe. My head started to spin. And we will fly high like a California night. And we will fly high like a California night. When I heard you scream in pain when the rain came down, I struggled to my feet. Couldn't resolve the fear. Ran through our veins. Future was so unclear. And we will fly high like a California night. And we will fly Here we go. Still, when I look at you, I see my color dream. Oh, my life is true. No, we have the strength to believe, and we can see. Oh, no, no, no. No, we have the strength to believe, and we can see. Hope to, sing hope to, sing hope to, sing One, two, three,
Here we go, Frank. And the crowd goes nuts.
It's better that than
sounds
this.
big. That sounds bigger than most of our shows.
That's all the
That's really-
Beatles. That's all the Beatles heard on Sullivan was this. That's all you
Yeah,
could hear.
right.
You watch that, yeah.
Well, they always said that that's the reason why they quit performing live, because they couldn't hear anything. It was just crazy. They said we don't want to do this anymore because you can't hear the music. There's just nothing but screaming going on. So.
That's such a bad problem to have, man.
Yeah, it's a bad problem to have.
Only every show.
It's weird playing separate like that, especially with a little lag and everything, trying to keep in time. It's unusual.
I have no idea what you're hearing, Steph. I know we have like sound processing issues, but I have no idea when you're hearing what I'm doing. But you sound behind me, and I have to keep going, or if I stop to wait for you, it's gonna throw you off. So it's just like close your eyes, hope for the best, hope for people to in their mind to say, yeah, well, this isn't high quality sound, and it's pretty amazing what Johnny's doing with these two clowns anyway. So hopefully they hung in there. And I mean, you kind of want to play it like this too, like it's not me, but I got to put a shout out to my alma mater here. And Bill, let's see who's watching from there. Let's see, I might have Brad and Dina and Jim Martin, who gave me this hat, and Doug Walters and Mario, and just anybody. If I've forgotten you, type your name in, call me something nasty. Lisa, Quimby, Stefan, Bernd, Julie. Hey, let's just keep saying names and bore everyone to complete death, right?
So I wanted to have. There's a person named Sheila Bridges who posted a comment. She said she's never seen acoustic in here. She plays a little bit herself and was thinking about buying a new guitar. Buy one, definitely. And
He's going to do it today.
There's a lot of great guitars that are that are reasonably priced. Like Frank has another guitar that he has called it's a Seagull, and they make.
Let me get that. I'll get that.
He has a Seagull guitar, and Seagull guitars are fantastic guitars at a really bargain price. I mean, they're easy to play, they sound great, and you really can't go wrong with one of those. They're really, really good guitars. There it is.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's a Seagull. I mean, that's the head right there.
The logo, yeah, there's a logo. Those are great guitars. Give it a strum, Frank. See if it comes across.
Well, it's pretty much out of tune, probably because I haven't picked it up. But yeah, it's out of tune, but
yeah,
it's not bad. But
sounds good to me.
Yeah, those are really good. They're fantastic instruments at a really great price.
But it's I want to make a shout out to my buddy Tom Spalding who sent that guitar to me in the mail. Him and Carol today in Orinda, California. Tom sent that to me as a gift. We'd become really good friends raising our kids together, and we had moved away. And one day I just went out to the porch here in Santa Cruz, and that guitar was sitting on the porch in a box. And all he had written was, those songs need a guitar. So it was the sweetest thing. So when we did a gig in Berkeley recently at the back room, I asked him to come down and play Dreamtown, and he learned the part. And it's the first time we'd ever played together. And I was actually playing that guitar that he had given me. And it was a wonderful moment. I cried. I did.
Excuse me, I'm having a moment. Frank is very emotional. That's why he writes great stuff. He ties into his emotions. It's really good. It's a good thing.
That makes a great songwriter.
Well, thank you. I didn't know you went that far, Steph. I really appreciate that depth that you've just jumped to there.
Yeah. Well, I don't listen to lyrics anyway.
Yeah. I'll do like a 5-minute introduction, at the gig, the song's about the most sincere thing I can possibly do and emotionally tap into. And Steph, actually, I'm poking fun at him, but he'll start playing this little underneath thing, and it's really sweet and with emotion. And I'll say to him after the song, "Hey, thanks for that. And do you understand what that song's about?" And he says, "I was just thinking of grape nuts tomorrow morning, man." So, what?
Grape nuts.
No,
good,
in all seriousness, he's, like I said earlier, he's been writing beautiful melodies, and those come from the heart, obviously too. And he's got a big old heart. I had some surgery last fall. Geez, Steph, it's just about a year ago now. I had a new hip put in, and he was there for Lisa and I and getting me home and taking care of the dog and just so inside this big old goofy show he likes to put on is this big, soft, handsome lug down there in Carmel Valley. Just
so Frank and I share. We both have replaced hips now, so we're part of that crowd. But I tell you, it's life-changing. It's awesome.
What side? Now, here's a great topic of conversation.
Yeah.
What side hip is yours new? Did you get a right side or what? I got left. So together we're like a real guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice.
Wow. So you guys always have to stand on that side of each other.
Yeah. It's like in magnetic poles. If we don't stand right, it's like either we slap together or we get pushed apart.
If you're on the wrong side, it'll repel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
went to Portland. We went to Portland. We went and did a gig up in Portland, and we just blew up the metal detector.
Yeah.
That was just.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's one. Dad. Oh, from Allison.
That's my
Hi, Allison.
daughter.
Dad and Frank are now robotic. LOL.
Yeah.
She's absolutely 100% correct. But
Cyborgs.
hipped to be paired. Doug Walters. No, hey, Doug. Doug is you can see Doug is a huge Mariner fan. Doug is actually such an amazing Mariner fan that the Mariners paid tribute to some of their top fans by what they posted online, their personalities, their dedication to a team that ever just can't seem to get over the frickin' hump. A team that's had Griffey and A-Rod and Edgar and Randy and Jay and Ichiro, and they still can't win the goddamn thing. But he's hung in there. He's a hell of a ball player in his time. And they invited him up to Seattle this year before all of this, obviously. And the Mariners put him up on the big screen and some other fans.
Oh, cool.
So,
awesome.
Yeah, he's still,
anyway, he's doing a play on words there. The Huey Lewis song, right?
Yeah, by Huey Lewis.
Very clever. Very clever, Doug.
Hip to be square. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was Doug's RA in college, if you could imagine that.
Ratty ass.
Yeah. And him and his roommate Mario, the QB, they always had something going on behind the doors. So I was the coolest RA ever. Something about put a towel under the door. That kind of stuff. And we have lots of memories from our dormitory, which we won't share today. Oh, here we go. Jacqueline Pavlik. Oh, Ms. Bonkowski. Tessa thinks you should be in American Idol since they now have singer-songwriter. Yeah, could you imagine me in American Idol at this point?
Yeah, you'd have to wear tights.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I'm on stage that I look like, Elvis at 22 and Jim Morrison and jumping around like Freddie Mercury. But then I watch a video and I'm like, why didn't anybody just leave? I mean, look at this 225, 35-pound guy jumping around like a lunatic.
So I like seeing you in that fishnet shirt you have.
Yeah, well, because I still got the pecs and the guns, but no.
Yeah, but aren't they in the wrong place?
Yeah. If I was on the other side of the equator, I'd be so cool looking right now, because it all fell down there. Which, speaking of, is another perfect segue. I want to say hi to people in Argentina.
Yeah.
Yes, Troy, my younger son, went and did about a year ago now. Did 4 or 5 months in Argentina and met an amazing family with the matriarch being Lydia. So hopefully she's listening today. And a baby, brand new baby. Troy was there when the baby was born. Troy, sorry, I forget the baby's name. If you would type that up and send it over, I'll pay. I'll say hello. But how did I go down there? Oh, because you were making comments about my physique.
Yeah, your huge pectoral muscles.
American Idol singer-song. Don't they have like an age? They have like an age limit.
I think they do on American Idol, but not on The Voice. The Voice, they don't have an age limit.
Right.
Yeah.
Or America's Got Talent.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
You can do anything on there, right?
Yeah, we'll send this. Yeah. We'll send them this today. Yeah. I mean, I started watching that years ago, and then thought, well, some of these people are good. Like that kid who's trying to be Freddie Mercury. He's got a hell of a voice. Adam Lambert. He's trying to do the thing with Queen. It's kind of sacrilege for me, but he's quite good. And there's some other with the what's her name there, the first winner on that show. She's a pretty big star.
On Idol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was I think Kelly Clarkson. I think.
Kelly
Clarkson, yeah.
Clarkson. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's quite good. She's good. And
And then there's that other country, Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, Carrie Underwood. She's had a hell of a career. Right.
Yeah, those are the only three that have really done much out of any of those shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think once they got rid of that prick who used to make everybody feel bad. What was his name? Simon. Once they lost Simon, once he moved on, the show kind of got lousy because that was the best part of the show, right?
Well, now he's on that other show.
Yeah,
He's
right.
on America Got Talent.
He's on another one now. Yeah.
He's made like $1 jillion on that. So it's just been this. I want to say hi to the band, Fred and Perry and Mark. Miss you guys. Mark has been taking care of some relatives, and Perry's been doing his thing and watching out for his family
With his new dog.
Perry's got a new dog, and Fred has got 2 lovely little dogs, and Carmen, his wife. Hopefully they're all doing fine and staying safe through all of this as we go day to day. It's pretty amazing. I just wanted to make mention of it because I want to look back on this someday and realize, geez, remember that? Remember that coronavirus thing? I mean, that was pretty. It's important to sort of note these things, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a world event, that's for sure. So it's not. It's tough. It's a tough thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna put some lyrics up on my Facebook page and have people. I was gonna start a song, write a first verse or a second verse and say, just you don't have to be a writer per se or a poet or someone who likes to play with words. You just reach in your heart and write what you're thinking about and see if we could put together some sort of song or stanzas together that we can all look back on, that we were all part of this together, but I don't know.
That's a cool idea. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, well, thank you. I maybe I'll do it, and I think I might have 1 follower, so just be you and me again. But
Yeah.
But it just sort of, I've got some ideas that I've put together that I just can't actually go. Just sort of stuck, or they're really interesting, but then I thought, yeah. But then it'd be nice to hear. Nothing to record or release or copyright or anything, but just have people an opportunity to share, what's going on inside, because a lot of people are sending photos, getting a lot of photos, a lot of lists, so people are out there looking to connect with people besides their families. They're probably ready to, kill their families at this point, but, so they can, just get it off their chest how they're doing, because it's all pretty amazing, in a dark way, but it's amazing what people are doing to reach out to each other too. It's been pretty impressive.
Yeah. We were talking earlier. Hey, there's a kitty cat. We were talking earlier about the music that's going on. Did anybody see that thing put together by Robbie Robertson where they did The Wait and they had people from all over the world contribute?
Is that with Ringo? They did that with Ringo? Yeah.
Yeah, he was playing drums.
Right.
But,
yeah, that was great.
That was really cool.
We could all sway right now. Does everybody sway? Come on, Ned, sway. Come on, Ned. Atta,
it's weird. It's kind of backwards.
He's purring. Can you hear him?
Wow.
He's really purring.
Yeah, we're gonna get a comment. More purring. You know.
Yeah, more cat, less you guys.
I'm not going near this. I'm not going to go near this comment. You know what's just popping into my head. You know. Anyway, so I guess that's it. I don't have much to add. I mean, I want to thank Johnny and you, Steph, for pulling this together. And
yeah, there's your Facebook right there.
Okay. Thanks, Johnny.
You guys want to like them on Facebook? It's all on your website. If you go to, he just bit me.
FrankBarter.com.
FrankBarter.com. Everything is right there.
Yeah.
There's actually a picture of me from 1997 looking so young and handsome. When I look at it, I'm like, my goodness, look at that guy. But
I've got one of those pictures of me too.
Still got it, right here, baby. Take a look. But Johnny, thank you so much for giving such a big time today, and Steph, obviously, and it's meant a lot. And it's hopefully there's been people out there who are listening and feeling like, oh, cool, Frank and Steph and Johnny killed off an hour and 40 minutes of my life here, and it's good, and it's been fun, and oh my God, look at that.
There it is.
There's that young guy.
Oh, look at that guy.
Is that a Stratocaster you have there?
No, that's a GNL. That's
a
my
GNL.
Oh, GNL. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
You can see it, right?
That's actually zoom right in on that receding hairline. That Get right in there. Get right in there. That's actually in Seattle a couple years ago. But like I said, well, I really appreciate all of this, and it's been home for a month, and like Steph said, a lot of shows have been canceled, and all shows have been, and just trying to sit down with the guitar, but take care of family business. It's like, where's the music life going right now? So this has sort of brought it all back together. And here's Allison. Can't wait to see you guys again, play out and about again. Thank you, Allison. I love Allison. She's so loyal.
She better be.
Abby, when you'll be back in Seattle. Abby, the bite is still scheduled. They're booking now. I have a fairly good idea that they'll book us again because they, I know the woman, and she's always been, a bit of a fan. So she gave us a great slot last year, and we'll most likely be back up there if we can get there. But I don't think they're going to have it. But, who knows? We don't know, right? I mean, it's July 19th and 20th and 21st, somewhere in there. And what are we now? April? That's May, June, July.
It's like
3 months.
2.5 months.
Yeah. 2.5 months.
Something like that. Yeah.
So, I don't know. It would be awesome.
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think this is all over next month. That'd be great. Well,
they said this week is supposed to be like, I guess the Surgeon General today, he's a young guy, but that doesn't mean anything. But he said, we're about to have our 9/11 and Pearl Harbor week this week. So that was a little scary to wake up to reading this morning. But I guess there's a backlog of testing, there's a backlog of counting things, there's a backlog of deaths being reported. So it's all a moving target at this point, so who knows? So anyway, Abby, we'll try to get back up there. Steph introduced me to Abby, and Abby came up to me after the show, and she said something really rare that you get. Some people go, "Hey, you guys are really great. Oh, I love that song." She went, "You're a storyteller." And I was like, thank you. I am. Thank you. So I was very appreciative. And she really paid attention to things I was trying to get across. So that's always neat to hear from somebody. Then you're breaking down that wall and actually touching people a little bit. So thanks, Abby.
Awesome. All right, so are we good?
I think we're good.
Is it lunchtime?
It's
now that you mention it, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I gotta go start making stuff for dinner tonight too. So.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Say goodbye to everybody.
Thanks,
And
Johnny.
everybody stay safe.
Thanks. Thanks for everybody that came in and listened to us.
Yeah.
From all over the country and who knows, all over the world. Who knows?
All over the world. Yeah, we're worldwide.
Hey, Johnny, to put them behind the curtain a little bit, should we sign off together, or do you end the show and we stay here? How do we
Stay here. I've got a little outro I'll play, and then we can chat for a couple more.
Okay.
So thank you everybody for watching, and don't forget to go to Frank's website, frankbarter.com.
frankbarter.com.
And this is a podcast. So again, you can go over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, tune in, and you can listen to this. So
if you'd like to torture yourself again, yeah.
Right. Yeah, listen to it in headphones. That'll really make you crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Bye from California.
See everybody later. Johnny Beane TV.